Have you ever wondered what story is being told when you look someone in the eyes? Beyond simple attraction or expression, your eye color is a living artifact, a biological passport stamped with the incredible history of human survival. It's a tale of perilous migrations, ingenious adaptations, and the relentless march of evolution across continents and millennia. While over 70% of the global population shares the ancestral trait of brown eyes, the vibrant spectrum of blues, greens, and grays that colors the remaining 30% is not a random accident. Each shade is the result of a precise genetic mutation that tells an extraordinary story about how our ancestors conquered the planet, from the sun-scorched savannas of Africa to the frozen landscapes of Ice Age Europe. Your eyes are far more than just a physical feature. They are a direct link to the triumphs and struggles of those who came before you, a genetic echo of their journey. So, what does your eye color truly reveal about your ancestry and the powerful evolutionary forces that shaped you? Prepare to see yourself in a whole new light as we explore the hidden meaning behind every hue, unlocking the secrets that have been hiding in plain sight your entire life. The story of humanity begins with brown eyes, the original and most common eye color, which represents the ultimate biological shield forged in the crucible of our species' birthplace. This deep, rich coloration is not merely cosmetic. It is a masterful feat of natural engineering, derived from a high concentration of a powerful pigment called eumelanin. This pigment is so incredibly effective at its job that it absorbs nearly 90% of the light that enters the eye, functioning as a permanent, built-in sunscreen for the delicate structures of the iris. Research from institutions like the University of Copenhagen has confirmed that for our early human ancestors, navigating the vast, open landscapes of the African savanna, this was a critical survival tool. Under the relentless barrage of brutal ultraviolet radiation near the equator, this dense layer of melanin provided essential protection, absorbing harmful UV rays before they could penetrate the eye and cause devastating DNA damage, or led to conditions like cataracts and ocular melanoma. But the advantages don't stop there. By absorbing most of the incoming light rather than scattering it, brown eyes grant superior visual performance in bright conditions. This results in significantly less sensitivity to glare and the ability to maintain sharper, clearer vision in intense daylight, a crucial advantage for hunting, gathering, and spotting predators from a distance. While they appear remarkably uniform, a closer look in soft candlelight or the glow of a sunset might reveal fleeting flashes of gold or warm amber, a beautiful illusion created as light scatters across the superficial layers of the iris, hinting at the complex, layered physics at play within this ancient and powerful human trait. Every single blue-eyed person on Earth today can trace their lineage back to one single human being, a common ancestor who lived somewhere in the Black Sea region between 6,000 and 10,000 years ago. Before this individual was born, every human had brown eyes. Scientific research published in the journal Human Genetics pinpointed this incredible origin story to a single genetic mutation in a gene known as HERC2. This gene doesn't create blue eyes itself, but instead acts like a switch that controls the neighboring OCA2 gene, which is responsible for producing the melanin that gives eyes their brown color. This specific mutation effectively turned that switch off, dramatically reducing melanin production in the iris. This is why blue eyes are not actually blue at all. They contain no blue pigment. Their captivating color is a structural illusion created by a phenomenon called the Tyndall effect, the very same principle that makes the sky appear blue. With almost no melanin present to absorb light, the shorter blue wavelengths of light that enter the eye are scattered back out by the tiny collagen fibers in the iris, while longer wavelengths are absorbed deeper within the eye. This structural trick means that the appearance of blue eyes can dynamically shift, appearing as a brilliant, icy blue in direct sunlight, or a softer, muted gray on an overcast day, changing with the quality and angle of the ambient light. The evolutionary mystery, however, is why this trait spread so rapidly, going from a single person to dominating Northern European populations in just a few thousand years. One leading theory suggests a powerful adaptive advantage in the low-light environments of the North, where long, dark winters were the norm. With less melanin to block light, blue eyes may allow more photons to reach the retina, potentially enhancing vision in dim and crepuscular conditions. Another compelling theory points to sexual selection, proposing that the trait was so new and striking that it became a highly desirable feature in a mate, accelerating its spread through sheer attractiveness and novelty. Gray eyes are one of the most enigmatic and rare variations in human eye color, found in less than 3% of the world's population and concentrated primarily in Northern and Eastern Europe. Often mistaken for a shade of blue, gray eyes are structurally and functionally distinct, representing an even more extreme reduction in melanin. They contain the lowest concentration of the pigment of any eye color, even less than their blue counterparts. This near-total absence of melanin, combined with a potentially higher concentration of collagen deposits in the stroma of the iris, creates a unique light scattering effect. Instead of primarily scattering short blue wavelengths, gray eyes scatter all wavelengths of light more uniformly. This broad-spectrum dispersion is what produces their characteristic neutral, steely appearance, which can range from a pale silver to a deep slate, or even take on subtle hints of green or blue, depending on external factors like lighting and clothing. From a functional perspective, researchers theorize that gray eyes likely evolved as a specialized adaptation for the persistent low-light conditions found in the northernmost regions of Europe, where heavy cloud cover and limited sunlight were constant environmental pressures. While their broad wavelength scattering provides a stable and neutral tone, it also makes them culturally harder to interpret. With less color variation to track, the pupil's reactions can be less obvious, which may explain why gray eyes are often associated with archetypes of wisdom, emotional detachment, or inscrutability. However, this extreme lack of protective pigment carries a significant trade-off. Individuals with gray eyes face the highest vulnerability to UV radiation, requiring diligent sun protection to prevent long-term ocular damage, a clear reminder of their evolution in a low-sun environment. Considered by many to be the rarest of the common eye colors, green eyes are a genetic marvel found in only about 2% of the global population. Their scarcity is a direct result of the incredibly complex and precise genetic recipe required for their creation. Far from being controlled by a single gene, the expression of green eyes involves a delicate interplay of at least 16 different genes, all working in perfect harmony. It is a biological balancing act of the highest order. If the iris produces too much melanin, the eyes become hazel or brown. If it produces too little, they become blue. Green eyes exist in that narrow, perfect sweet spot containing a very low level of dark melanin, eumelanin, combined with a substantial amount of a yellowish pigment called lipochrome. When light enters an iris with this specific composition, a beautiful illusion occurs. The blue light scattered by the Tyndall effect mixes with the yellow pigment, creating the distinctive and vibrant green hue. What makes green eyes particularly fascinating, however, is their dynamic nature. Researchers have noted they are highly sensitive to environmental shifts, often appearing as a deep, mossy green in shadow, a brilliant emerald in direct sunlight, or even shifting their apparent tone toward hazel or blue-gray based on the color of one's clothing or the surrounding light. This chameleon-like quality has made them a focal point of folklore and mythology for centuries. In medieval Europe, their shifting nature led to associations with witchcraft and the supernatural, while in other cultures they were believed to bestow special powers or deep intuition. From an evolutionary perspective, this combination of moderate light sensitivity and some UV protection may have offered a unique adaptive flexibility in the temperate climates of Central and Northern Europe, regions characterized by variable lighting conditions like forests and mountains. Hazel eyes are the ultimate chameleons of the human eye color spectrum, possessing a remarkable ability to change their appearance in a way that is far more than a simple optical illusion. This dynamic quality is a genuine physical phenomenon driven by a unique and uneven distribution of melanin within the iris. Unlike other eye colors that have a relatively uniform pigment concentration, hazel eyes often feature a distinct ring of brown or amber melanin concentrated concentrated around the pupil, which fades into a green or gold color toward the outer edge. This multi-tone structure, which contains intermediate levels of melanin alongside traces of the yellowish pigment lipochrome, interacts with light in a uniquely complex way. Depending on the lighting conditions, the angle of view, or even the colors worn by the individual, different parts of the iris will dominate the visual perception. In bright sunlight, the brown elements may appear more prominent, while in dimmer, ambient light, the scattering effect takes over, bringing out the vibrant greens and golds. This incredible color-shifting ability is a direct reflection of their evolutionary advantage, versatility. Sitting perfectly between the dark, highly protected brown eyes and the light, highly sensitive blue eyes, the hazel eye represents an ideal adaptation for mixed environments. It provides a moderate level of UV protection for sunny days, while still maintaining excellent sensitivity for navigating shaded forests or coping with the changing seasons of temperate climates. Approximately 5% of the global population possesses hazel eyes, with higher concentrations found among people of European and Middle Eastern descent. Genetically, they are a beautiful illustration of blended inheritance, often appearing in families with a diverse background of eye colors and showcasing one of the most dynamic and expressive appearances in the human population. Amber eyes are so exceptionally rare and striking that they are often misidentified as a variation of hazel or light brown, but they are a distinct color category all their own. Found in less than 5% of people, amber eyes are defined by their solid, uniform golden or coppery hue that glows with a stunning intensity. This captivating appearance is the result of a very specific pigment composition, a high concentration of the yellowish pigment lipochrome, also known as pheomelanin, distributed evenly throughout the iris, combined with very little of the dark brown melanin that would otherwise muddy the color. This unique formulation creates a solid, translucent golden color that, unlike the shifting tones of hazel eyes, remains consistently rich and luminous under virtually all lighting conditions. Interestingly, this stable, golden coloration is also commonly found in the animal kingdom, particularly among apex predators such as wolves, eagles, and owls. This association may explain why the human gaze from amber eyes is often perceived as instinctively intense, sharp, or commanding. Some researchers have even suggested that humans might subconsciously associate this rare color with traits like heightened alertness, confidence, and focus, which could have offered subtle social advantages throughout our evolutionary history. From a purely adaptive standpoint, amber eyes likely evolved less as a functional response to a specific light environment and more as a powerful visual signal. Their sheer rarity and striking appearance suggest they may have been strongly favored by sexual selection, spreading through mate preference simply because they were so beautiful and unique. While they can appear in any ethnicity, amber eyes are most frequently found in individuals of Southern European, Asian, or South American ancestry, representing a rare and magnificent genetic treasure. What we perceive as black eyes do not actually exist in humans. They are, in fact, the darkest and most concentrated shade of brown. This intense coloration is caused by such an extreme density of eumelanin in the iris that it absorbs virtually all visible light that strikes it, making it nearly impossible to distinguish the iris from the pupil and creating the appearance of a solid, deep black. This incredible saturation makes them the most effective of all eye colors at protecting the eye from the damaging effects of sunlight. In equatorial regions of the world, where sun exposure is a constant and intense environmental factor, this provides a clear and powerful survival advantage. The dense melanin offers the absolute maximum protection against harmful UV radiation and significantly reduces visual discomfort from glare. Scientific research consistently confirms that darker eyes are superior at filtering harsh light, allowing for stable and comfortable vision in the brightest conditions and dramatically lowering the lifetime risk of developing sun-related ocular diseases. While lighter eye colors scatter and reflect light, creating the illusion of color, these very dark brown eyes do the opposite, absorbing almost everything and resulting in a deep, flat, and uniform appearance. A fascinating exception to the rule of ocular symmetry is a condition called heterochromia, which affects less than 1% of the population. This occurs when an individual has two differently colored eyes or distinct patches of different colors within a single iris, resulting from an uneven distribution of melanin during development. Historically seen as a sign of divine favor or supernatural connection, this rare and beautiful anomaly breaks the visual symmetry we are subconsciously wired to expect, creating one of the most striking and memorable appearances found in the human face. As we have seen, your eye color is far more than just a trait you inherited. It is a profound and personal connection to the grand, sprawling narrative of human history. It carries the epic story of your ancestors, chronicling their courageous migrations across unforgiving landscapes, their remarkable adaptations to new and challenging climates, and the very environments they fought to conquer. Every shade represents a distinct and crucial chapter in our collective evolution. From the melanin-rich brown eyes that provided a vital shield under the African sun, allowing our species to thrive at its origin, to the singular genetic mutation that sparked the rapid spread of blue eyes across a darker, colder Europe during the last ice age, each color tells a story of survival. The complex genetic ballet that creates rare green and hazel eyes speaks to a heritage of adaptation in temperate, variable climates, while the rarest shades of amber and gray are testaments to the powerful forces of sexual selection and specialized environmental pressures. So the next time you find yourself looking in the mirror, take a moment to look a little deeper. Remember that you are not just seeing a simple color. You are gazing into a window that looks back across thousands of years of human resilience, struggle, and triumph, seeing the incredible genetic lottery that resulted in the unique and wonderful person you are today.